puedes compartir Tengo a Dr. Ward y a Susan. All right.
Pero no veo todavía el nombre.
Ya está. Nada más entra y sale. Y ya está. Estamos al aire. Yo te digo. Ya tengo a Dr. Randy. Y ya tengo a Susie.
Ahorita la metemos a ella desde. ¿No me sale todavía?
A veces tienes que entrar y salir y ya se ve luego. Ya estamos en la de...
Hola, hello everybody. Woo! Welcome. I am delighted to be here. Woo! I am Dr. B here in Facturando Tu Historia, which is Power Talk on Radio Metroplex, the capital of Arlington of events, sports, and entertainment, and also rock and roll. And we are so happy that you're joining us every Friday at 5 p.m. because what this show is about, it's about telling stories so that we can impact, we can inspire, and we can motivate people who might be in some dark moments or might feel down, depressed, or not knowing what to do next. And we're always sharing your story, people's stories, so that together we can really make a difference in the world. So with me, I have a remarkable person today. I have to announce that our 100 Successful Women Around the World ebook has been launched. So I am bringing some of these authors today to interview them so that they can talk about their chapter, they can talk about their story, so we can impact it together. Dr. Randy, how are you? Can you hear me, Dr. Randy?
Ya la tengo, pero no.
Yeah?
No hablo.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Dr. Randy? No se oye.
Se quedó frisada su pantalla.
Oh, I think you're frozen.
Tengo también a Dr. Randy.
Oh, Randy? Sí, meta a ella.
Oops.
Hello.
Hey, Dr. Randy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I was writing you a private message. I was backstage. Now I got to get rid of this screen.
Okay.
It's the first time I've been on this.
Well, I just want to reintroduce you, Dr. Randy. Dr. Randy is my sister of the soul, you know? And we've been working together. She's a well-renowned world editor, international editor, and helps me edit a lot of the books that I'm working on. And she's amazing. We've become very, very, very good friends.
Yes.
So
You're my sister.
yes, we're sisters. And Dr. Randy, I want you to tell people, because this whole show is about inspiring people through our stories. And I know that you wrote your story, your chapter in here.
Yes.
And tell people who you are first, and then what you do, and then we'll go into your story.
Okay, I'm a retired American educator who also taught in Egypt English as a second language during the Revolution, which enabled me to become an author. I write in all genres now, except plays and screenplays, and that could happen in the future. I just haven't done it yet. I'm getting ready to publish my first novel that I wrote back in 2015 while I was recovering from a horrible accident, called Random Wanderings. I'm excited about that. Then I'll start publishing my poetry and my short stories for children and adults. I also own two former schools in Egypt at one time, an adult English language center and a nursery school. And I actually taught the nursery school from my home using Skype. Skype is kind of old fashioned now, but back in the 2014, Skype was the big thing. So I was teaching Skype using my stories that I created for these little children. My husband passed away sadly from lung cancer after being married for 47 years in December 2019. I was devastated, but I had to find a way to pick myself up and start my new life without him. So in like 4 months, I became certified in 4 coaching categories: NLP, communication mastery, life harmony, and holistic emotional intelligence. And then I decided, since I'm a language arts teacher, English teacher, why not be a book writing consulting coach, which Angelica and I do a lot. We do a lot of creating books together and helping these people rewrite their stories when they're not as perfect as they should be, and helping them, inspiring them. And I'm also a master editor because I could write grammar books. So that's my new career. And I found love again, and I have a new business with my fiance. It's called RM Infinite One Stop Possibilities. And it also includes a publishing company. I know Angelica has that, but there are enough stories out there that we're not going to compete. We're just going to help as many people as we can on our own platforms. And so I'm a busy lady. I have 3 honorary doctorates, 2 in humanitarianism and 1 in education. I have Lifetime Achievement Award from the President of the United States. I'm a member of a lot of women's organizations to help empower women. And this is what we love to do. Angelica and I are both about empowering women and supporting women. When we succeed, we want to bring them with us. It's not about competing, it's about completing each other. And we're very passionate about that. That's the reason we connect so well.
I love
and
that.
when we're doing this book together.
I love that you said that we're not about competing, but completing each other.
Yes.
And that's something that's beautiful, beautifully said. And I think people need to really take that in, because we're about building people, about boosting people's spirits, about connecting them to that best version of themselves, so that we can help them to dare to be them and just do what they want to do, and not be afraid and hold back because of beliefs, because of what people tell them what to do or what not to do, but because they honestly feel like they want to go and experience life, right, Dr. Andy?
Exactly. And this was this 100 Successful Women book, Volume 2, was our first book working together, and we just clicked. And we knew when you had this great passion and this great purpose with all these messages that you wanted the women to share. Can I share them?
Sure, yes.
Okay. First of all, we wanted them to do our bio, just a short bio, but then we wanted them to really think about their businesses. What is your mission and vision? Give us your business name. How did you start from scratch? Your big why, your aha epiphany moment, your secret formula, steps to building your business, your first sign of success, and your ultimate solution. And also time to give a free gift and express your accolades and achievements, and give a few testimonials. And believe it or not, it was not so easy for some of these women to do this. But I think it was a great exercise for them, don't you, Angelica? Because it made them stop and think about their businesses. Some of them had never really thought, what is it I want to do? What is it I've accomplished? What got me into this? And it was really eye-opening for many of them. And we had to pull the information out of some of the ladies. Some of them it came naturally, some of them it didn't. But we learned a lot too about helping women and making this book not just your typical 100 Successful Women book where people give their bios. We actually have these women tell their stories, and they're powerful. So we hope everybody will pick it up if you haven't already done so.
Yes, you need to get the ebook and then, of course, get the hard copy, right? Because
Yes.
you're going to have it in your hand. And this is the secret to buying books. You read a
Yes.
book that you really love, you read it, and then you pass it on to someone else so that
Yes.
that person can pass it on and pass it on. And people can have the messages that you found important.
Right.
Or you can also buy a book for those people that you want them to have the messages so that they
Right.
can grab that book whenever they need it and they can go back and refresh and
Right.
boost themselves up again. And you know what, Dr. Randy, you're so right. I mean, some of these women, they're like natural writers. They just write, they know how to put things together. And some we really had to help them. I have a formula that I use to help women, and not only women, men, anybody who wants to write a book, so that we can bring that message, that book out of them, and then put it onto paper in a book. And in this case, it's in chapters. And their messages are really powerful that, yes, they were in dark moments, but it's about starting from scratch. You see, a lot of us had different spaces in our lives, and then somehow, some way, like our whole life just tumbled down. We crashed, right? But it's not that you crashed. It's not the challenges. It's not what you're experiencing. But what's important is how do you get back up? How do you build steps that later on you can share with other people and tell them, how did you get out of that dark moment, those dark moments? And that's what these women do. They tell you exactly how they got out, how they started again from scratch and built themselves up. So, Dr. Randy, I just want to pause for a moment. This is the studio. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I'm just in my family room. That gate is to keep my Saint Bernard from coming in here because she's a big dog and she would
Well,
destroy everything.
it's beautiful. You need to come. When you come to Dallas, I have to bring you to the studio. We're right in front of the ATM stadium. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful view. And not only that, I just also want to tell people happy Cinco de Mayo, and I'm kind of dressed up for it today.
I forgot my hat, but I have a peacock feather.
Hey, that's okay. That's fine. So, but here's the beauty, we're going to be bringing other co-authors so that you get to meet them. And today we're going to have two more that are going to be sharing their story on how they built themselves up again from scratch. And Dr. Randy and I actually, not only her and myself, but some of the co-authors in this book with Maria Reyes Davila, who was Ann L. Otero, as well as Caroline Macaca, Dr. Caroline Macaca. The three of them are the main authors of this book. And then, of course, we had collaborative authors that came along. And we all met up. A lot of us met up at London. That's where we published the book. And we had a blast, didn't we, Dr.
Yes. Yes, we launched the book the last week in August and got to meet a lot of the authors that came. And it was just amazing. And we had the best time. Of course, London's an amazing city, but actually getting to meet the ladies that we had worked so hard and read their stories and meet them in person, that's an amazing experience. But I want to say something. We're talking about this as a book about women, but hey, don't you think men could learn a lot from these women too? That this is not just a book for women. We encourage everybody, anybody, any man, any woman struggling to start a business or feeling kind of lost about what to do. This is a great opportunity for everybody to learn because these women are powerful, but the messages are the same of how they created their businesses. Men need to do the same things, and the men have had the same challenges as these women. So we encourage everybody to buy this book.
Absolutely. We encourage you to go and get the book because it has powerful stories that will impact and inspire other people. Not only that, I want to encourage and challenge people. If you want to write a book, you see, it doesn't have to be this thick. It doesn't have to be 280 pages, 300 pages. You can contact me and I can help you write an 80-page book or a journal or a notebook, and you will already be an author. So let's connect. And then also in Radio Metroplex, we're always looking for sponsors. We're also, if you want us to advertise one of your businesses, then you can contact me as well, and we will promote you. So, Dr. Randy, don't go away if you don't want to. You can stay here. We have Susie. Yay, Susie!
Yes. And Susie's one of our sisters too. We have a big sisterhood of amazing women.
Yes, Susie, I am so glad you're here. And I love your hat. Woo!
I know, it's gorgeous.
I love it. You know, it is Cinco de Mayo, but I was like, you ladies wear something fun, you know. So
and I have like a Mexican looking.
Look at that Mexican look.
I love it.
Dr. Randy, where are you from? Tell people where you're at.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. Susie, where are you located?
I'm in Southern California.
Okay, Southern California. Okay, Tamara, if you want to join, just hop on. The four of us can be here. Susie, tell us about yourself. You are one of the co-authors in this book.
Yes.
And you talk about a lot of the remedies that we can take for health, you know. So tell us who you are first.
Okay.
And then tell us about your chapter.
Well, thank you for having me on your show, Dr. B. I'm very honored to be here, especially with my other dear sister, Dr. Randy. And as she said, we met in London at the Luani and other ceremonies where we received our honorary doctorate. And that was a phenomenal icing on the cake, I would say. And I was in this book, 100 Most Successful Women. And my chapter is called From Pain to Passion. And what that's about, and it started in 2009, this particular chapter of my life, somebody came into my classroom and took a look at my hands, were at that time very gnarled and full of pain from arthritis. She said, Susie, what is wrong with your hands? And I said, well, you know, I've had arthritis for many years and none of the medications and creams and potions that they gave me did any good at all. So she said, well, let me show you a product that helped me. Now, this was a lady who I had met many years ago because her son was graduating from high school and I had him in kindergarten. So this was 13 years later. She said, try this product. And at first I hesitated, but then I thought, well, I've tried everything else conventional, so why not do something a little bit unconventional? So I used this product, which is actually called phototherapy. And the product company name is called Life Wave. So I investigated it. I tried it out. And sure enough, in a month, I lost all the pain and swelling from my hands. Then I noticed 30 years of allergies were gone. And I had taken buckets of prescription medication as prescribed by the doctor year after year after year, but to no avail. So when I discovered this product could not only take away pain, but other issues as well, like allergies and a whole host of others, I put this on the front burner. When I retired from teaching, I went full bore into my LifeWave business. And since then, I've been able to help so many people that have basically given up because they try medications for years and years. I can tell you several of my clients that I talked to recently, they were misdiagnosed by a doctor and go down that medical labyrinth where you're taking one drug and another and another and another and just get sicker and sicker and sicker. Well, I have to say that this product does not contain any drugs. It uses our own infrared energy, which you can see on a scan.
Mm-hmm.
And the little patch sends a signal to our brain. So you can remove toxins from the body, and toxins cause pain. You can remove inflammation from the body. Inflammation causes pain. So these are the causes. This product actually reaches the cause, not treats the symptoms. So that's why I'm so passionate about it.
I love it. I love it. And you know, as a cancer survivor, we're always looking for alternatives. You know, I
Yes.
used
Right.
Western medicine, and I did use the alternative way.
Right.
I combined both, and I thought for me that was like the best medicine.
Right. And it provides a choice, right?
It was his choice. Yeah. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. With us also, Tamara Hunter has joined us. Yay, Tamara.
Hello.
I am so glad you are here, Tamara. She is another amazing sister. I'm going to call her sister
Yes.
because we connect, we support each other. She pushes me to the next level when I'm like stuck and I don't want to move. And then I tell Wendy, I don't know if I can do this. But you know what? Supporting each other and helping each other. And, you know, the more women that we're meeting along the way, it's like we have different types of support, different connections. If I don't know someone, some of these amazing ladies will know someone that knows
Yes.
someone that will help us get there faster, right?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So Tamara, tell us who you are, where you're located.
Well, that's a mouthful. We'll go with the crib notes today. Tamara Hunter, and originally from Southern California, currently living in the Ozark Mountains, the beautiful area of the United States. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I am, as many others, I'd like to say I had a duck. I don't like to use that 6-letter word. And that goes, we went into that in another book, Wink Wink, that we did together.
Mhm.
And I'm a survivor warrior that is on a mission to change the world, literally one buddy at a time, one person at a time, with what you could say is mindset is kind of like a popular way of working and saying it. But we like to say we are facing it with a lot of humor, hope, heart hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Right.
And then from there, you know, everything else, kind of all of the different paths that I have taken over the last umpteen years now, it seems like 5 or 6 years, have all been to do exactly that, to change the way we face trauma, disease, big, huge events in our lives that are life-changing, and yet with the right attitude and community can be actually life-changing for the better, even as trauma oriented as they may seem in the beginning. That's the mission. That's the mission. And I love the fact that you asked me to be a part of this book, because you're right. And in fact, I do this all the time. I'm always asking, who do you know? You know, who do you know that does this? What, you know, because that's what we need. We need a network of those that are out there making a difference, building businesses, and be able to call upon those that maybe have been there and done that.
Yes.
So, you know, that's that in a nutshell. That's who I am, what I
Yes.
do.
And you know, there's a saying, if you're not networking, you're not working. So you have
Yes.
to get out there. You have to connect. You have to make these powerful connections. You know what? COVID really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And
Yes.
that's when I started connecting
Yes.
online and then meeting all of you. And then it was like a trickle effect, you know, or Matthew effect, where I met so many women around the world. And here you ladies are, you know, we wrote this book together. It was a beautiful journey. And now we have these messages, these stories that need to be read. And I always tell people, writing a book is leaving a legacy.
Absolutely.
Generational legacy for our children's children's children, because
Yes.
the book is going to outlive us, you know?
Yes.
And I think that everybody should write a chapter or a book.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Absolutely. And I'm one of the few. I mean, I have workbooks. I have a whole series of workbooks. Yet I'm one of the ones that has yet to still write my own book. However,
Yes.
with that said, I have been a part of a number of books, and I'm very discerning. Dr. Randy would be able to attest to this because she's always coming. What do you think about this project? What about this one? And it's like I want to make sure that I'm getting involved in projects that in the end that we have an end goal that's going to benefit humanity. How are we benefiting others in writing this chapter and sharing this story? And again, I go back to this project, and I love the idea that we are encouraging women and men. Let's just be real. You know, we're encouraging anybody that's ever thought, I'm ready to have a business of any type, cause-oriented, nonprofit, for-profit, changing a community, whatever it may be, educating others. And this is a project that I was like, oh yeah, I can get behind that. I absolutely can get behind it. And in writing a book, like you're saying, Dr. B, is that when we think about, I'm a big history detective. I'll put it that way. I love genealogy, family history. I can find people, and I can find people that necessarily don't want to be found, or their secrets that don't want to be found. And wouldn't it be better if you can actually leave a legacy where you're involved in telling that legacy, rather than maybe leaving breadcrumbs that you think they're very hidden, no one's ever going to find them? Oh yeah, we do. So, I think about it that way too. What legacy do you want to leave, and tell that story, because people want to hear it. That's the bottom line. A lot of people maybe don't believe it, but it's true. People want to hear it.
Right.
And that's why I was really excited when you encouraged us to become a part of this book, Dr. B, because in my chapter, I show how women can start a business. If you talk to people, they might think, oh my God, it takes, $250,000 to buy a franchise or whatever. But you don't have to be McDonald's. You can start something small, and there are resources available. That's why in my company, we have plenty of resources for people that want to start small and then build worldwide, because our product is in 100 countries. I mean, how awesome is that? It's used by Olympic athletes. So we have the highest recommendation that nobody will get hurt by this product.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that are looking for, like a lot of women and men are looking for businesses because they have to start from scratch somewhere. And this company already has the systems and the processes and something that somebody can jump into and immediately start taking on.
Yes.
Right.
That's really powerful. So thank you. Dr. Randy, were you going to say something?
Well, just like I said, with my editing business, I don't even have to worry about a product. The people give me their products, and then I just make them better. So I don't have to have any materials in my house, just my brain and my laptop, So like I said, you can have all kinds of business and not have any money invested in it at all,
That's
And
right.
so it's all what I want to encourage people is, when you're thinking about your business, don't try to recreate who you are. Think about your skills and your talents, and use your skills and talents, and then you'll never feel like you're working a day in your life, and you will achieve success because you're happy and you're doing something you love. So like I said, I went from teaching language arts and English to writing, which I taught writing for many years, to coaching, which is teaching people how to write their stories, and then correcting and editing. I'm in the same basic field, and things I love to do, and yet I've recreated myself so many times. And now I have my publishing company, and I can publish all those 25 books that I've written that are sitting around, because I had a terrible experience with my first publishing company many, many years ago for my Egypt book. So you can recreate yourself by just extending your talents too, And people don't realize that. Well, what are you good at? Well, I'm good at this. Well, then create your business around that. It's easy. And it's more fulfilling for you, you know?
It is.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just use your skills.
Right.
I love it.
As you said, Dr. Randy, I'm a retired educator as well.
Yes.
So instead of teaching school now, I'm actually teaching my clients how to be healthy with a product that is easy to use, affordable, and accessible throughout the world. And I'm also
and I still
an
need to get
author.
connected with you. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm also an author and have written my own memoir called Sow in Tears, Reap in Joy, which is my transformational journey from pain through all the experiences of my life into passion. And I show the reader 3 tips that they can access to go through whatever trials and pitfalls they're showing up in their life and how they can triumph.
I love it. I love it. Beautifully said. Ladies, Tamara and Dr. Susie, what do you think of the background? Look at this.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, that we are in Radio Metroplex, Facturando Tu Historia. This is where we tell stories to impact, to inspire, to motivate you, and give you steps on how to come out of it. And not only do you hear the stories, but I connect you with people like Dr. Susie, Tamara Hunter, Dr. Randy Ward, and many, many others. So you have to stay tuned every Friday at 5 p.m. because I am connecting you and we are sharing stories. And not only that, I want to say that we're here near the Cowboys Stadium. If you know the Cowboys and you love football, Texas, this is the place. We're also looking for sponsors for our Radio Metroplex show and for Facturando Tu Historia. If you want an ad and you want us to advertise you, this is the place because we have many, many listeners around the world. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course the radio show has its followers, and of course Google Play. So connect with us. Now, ladies, my story was called, it was Legacy, the Finish Line. And I want to say the finish line because in every story that we have, you know, there's always a beginning and there's always an end. In every chapter of our lives, we go through different phases of life. And for the people out there that are struggling, we want to remind you that if it's raining, if it's stormy, and you feel like, I'm never going to get out of this, you will. You will. My struggles, my storm were for about 7 years. But hey, look at me now. I'm here sharing our story. Here's Dr. Tamara, Dr. Susie, and Dr. Randy, who also went through some type of struggles. So ladies, share a little bit of your struggles so that others can hear that even if we're successful or having some type of success, we also had struggles and we were able to solve it.
Yes, it was not easy getting to where we are. I mean, we all had to reinvent ourselves and be positive. And I think I always dream bigger. My philosophy is don't dream big, dream bigger, you know, and the sky is the limit. And I'm even beginning to think the sky is not the limit. I can reach way above those stars. So, and I have been. But you have to believe in yourself, too. If you think I'm a loser, I can't do anything, you're going to be a loser and you won't be able to do anything. You have to believe that you can do whatever you want. And so many people have such low self-esteem lately. It really upsets me, especially the young people. The suicide rate is so high. It really bothers me as a teacher. And I'm sure Susie and all of us feel that way. But like I said, this book is inspired even for young people that think, maybe I don't want to go to college, but I'm smart and I can create some kind of business. This is a book for them too. They can find out how we started our businesses and they can start their own. And, you know, some of the most, the richest people in the world do not have college education. So college is not for everybody these days, you know, but if you have a dream and an idea and a talent, you can be successful. So this book indicates that.
That's true.
Go ahead.
But I was going to say, just adding on to what Dr. Randy said, some people find themselves without enough self-confidence, without the empowerment and not the belief system that they could do anything. So as part of my journey, I had to go through a learning process, which I show on the back of my book. There's an extensive bibliography because we don't come out of our family knowing how to do what we need to do. I was raised to be a child with no voice, not to speak out, not to ask questions, stay under the radar. This did not serve me well in the rest of my life. So I had to go through a lot of growth, counseling, meeting with empowering women, doing a lot of soul searching and so forth, reaching out for appropriate resources. So anybody can do that. The community is available, but you do have to take the initiative to search for what you're lacking.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I was told that no one would ever love me, that I was ugly growing up by my alcoholic father. And I have deep scars from that, but I've tried my best to overcome them. Sometimes they resurface, and I have to remind myself he had the disease. He was the ugly person, not me. And Susie can understand that, I'm sure, too. But we overcome that because we have no choice. We have to do what is best for us, and and achieve our dreams. And that's the reason we're here in this book of 100 Successful Women. There are thousands of women, but we just happen to be in this one book sharing our stories. And we are successful at our life, at our careers, with our families. We have made it, and we've told people how to do it.
Yes. But you just can't get stuck in whatever rut you might be in temporarily, because we all go through those pitfalls, but we just can't stay stuck. We have to look for, somebody to pull us out. We need to have a dream. And if we don't have the skills, we need to find those skills, those stepping stones that can lead us out.
And have mentors. Mentors are so important. Find somebody that you admire and attach yourself to them. They will help you.
Yes. Tamara, tell us your perspective.
My chapter is chapter 24, and I entitled it How 3 Words Changed My Life. I'm a little different than some others in that I was semi-retired, and I had a successful business life. I had been a high-level recruiter, headhunter, international, had my own businesses, or worked for Fortune 100 in management. And so I'd had all those experiences, wanted to semi-retire, and so I could spend time with my family. And then I got that phone call, changed my life. Yet I knew that throughout that whole time I was supposed to do something very big. And I kept telling my kids, there's something that we're supposed to do, I'm supposed to do. I felt it was an all-inclusive. And when that experience of cancer came in, and I'm one of 5 and 4 generations, all through one line, that have heard those 3 words, it propelled me into the journey that I didn't necessarily see for myself, yet I'm now on. And that is that I started a nonprofit. There's all sorts of different type of businesses out there. And there are those businesses that are out there to help humanity and to change the world. And it's not necessarily chasing the almighty dollar. However, I will say that is important to make it happen. However, it is actually to take the energy that is being shared here, because there are many that are like myself that have maybe retired or they're semi-retired, but they see the world is in pain and know that they've been called to do something. And we need those people also to step up in the world right now and say, okay, you know what, I am ready for the call. And for those people that are feeling that, I encourage you to go read this. Chapter 24 is mine. There's others in here, and you're going to get inspired to get out there and change someone's life, and you'll be rewarded for it too. You talk about legacy. I want to encourage that, because we need more humanitarians stepping up to the plate right now. The world needs you, and this book is a great little roadmap to help make that happen. And so, that's why I'm here, to say you can do it. You can do it. And I don't want anybody out there to say, because there's going to be many, I know I'm called, but why me? Well, let me share. I couldn't speak when I was a kid. No one could understand me. It took years of speech therapy. It took total rework. I am known as a bubble person, bubble child, bubble person. And I don't even have a passport, but I have a global following. I have a global nonprofit, and I touch people every single day. So anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Don't let anything stop you if you feel that gut level calling. And that's what I want to encourage today as we're sharing about this particular book and the roadmap for those to go out there and say, okay, I'm ready. I know in my heart and soul I'm to do this. And think about it this way. Who is it that you're being called to help that if you don't show up and step up, they're not going to be helped? Their family, and it may end up being a generational thing that you may actually, and you may never know it, but they certainly will. And they're asking for you right now. So that's what I'd like to share right now. And thank you for allowing me to.
I would like to say that Tamara is touched my life. I'm one of the people that touched, because I'm a member of the Chemo Buddies for Life. After losing my husband, I went to grief specialists and they did the online thing and the in-person thing before COVID shut us down. But when I joined her group, and we have fun in her group. I mean, there are people that have died, people that are dying, people that are survivors, all kinds of people that with cancer. But when we're on her show, we're happy, we're together, we're celebrating our lives. And so she's helped me a lot. So she's one of the people whose lives she has touched. I'm one of the people that the lives she has touched. And I love her so much.
I love it. I love it. You know, for those of you that are listening, like when you are in those dark moments, when you are in a place where you feel hopeless, where you feel that nothing's going to change because of the storm, there's always an aha moment when you're there. And that's a decision that you're making. I know that in my experience, when I was going through cancer and the struggles of finances, divorce, my husband leaving me for another woman, like everything you can think of, like my whole life just tumbled down. But I had an aha moment and I said, if I survive this, I'm going to be out there, which is what I'm doing now today, sharing my story, finding people that will share their story. And then I had Power Talk live stream, and I always said I have to be on a radio show. And then I met the producer, Angel. Yay for Angel. Woo! Thank you, Angel. I met him, and he gave me a spot here and said, yes, come. And now we're here. There's he's a blast.
Sorry, I am producer. The star is a Dr. B, the star.
Yeah. He's amazing. He's the one that does all the sound effects, helps with the production and everything. And without him, this would not be here. But we all have an aha moment. And when you have that aha moment and you make a decision, guess what? Things will show up. People will show up in your life to support your vision, your dreams, and help you make them come true. And these women had these aha moments in their dark moments too. And now they're here, like Tamara Hunter. She created Chemo for Buddies. And that aha moment came through your crisis, right, Tamara?
Yes. And now it's bigger than the nonprofit even. We are affecting people beyond cancer within our organization, because what has happened is that it's interesting how when you show up to serve, that those that you need to serve will then show up. It's that yin and yang, and then, the end in mind. And what happened was the bigger brand in the very beginning, when I first started, I started the nonprofit, and then it's like, how do you go out there and make it happen? And I started a show, Service Heroes, and it was inspiring stories of those inspiring others. And that became the bigger brand in the beginning. Well, those are all servant leaders, all servant people that are making a difference throughout the world. Well, then you had the Impactor, of which I won, and I became the first global next Impactor. And then all of us were not running against each other. We were running against time. And when that was over, what we did was we all joined together and said, let's make a difference in this world. And humanity needs us all to step up. And so yes, there's the nonprofit, but we're bigger than the nonprofit now, because what we are doing is we're stepping up to say, okay, let's make a difference out there and serve and help each other in the lane that we're serving. And
Right.
and that is where that frequency, because Tour of Love, is another one of the brands,
Yes.
and they all go back to the servant, of healing through connections. And what is this one? It's to raise the frequency of the world through love. That
Mhm.
4-letter word says it all.
Mhm.
When we can
Yep.
come together as sisters, that are creating businesses, how we can be there to support each other. When we can be there to support each other in whatever way, we will raise the frequency together, and then those different lanes of service will have this boost of support.
Mhm.
And so then as Dr. Susie is helping to relieve pain, and as Dr. Randy is out there editing, which thank you for all the editing you do for me, and helping so many. And then Dr. B, you're helping to create the legacy of so many. When we all join together, and then we help those lanes to grow that much more, because we're joining together in that frequency, that energy.
Mhm.
Anything and all things are possible.
Yeah.
And this world
Absolutely.
needs it right now. This world needs it. And
Absolutely.
we need more of the servant leaders to show up. So,
Yes.
that's where, again, my chapter, and I love the way you always outline. I tell you this all the time. You outline it so that we bring out the very best, and you make it
Yes.
very, very simple in the process. And one of them was here. Big why. What's your big why? It's time to change, and you're not alone. How many people
Mhm.
need to hear that right now?
Mhm. Everyone.
Well,
You're not alone. That came out just
Yep.
right there. It's on page 177 of the book.
Mhm.
Right
Right.
there. You're not alone. Who needs to hear that
Right.
message today?
Mhm.
yes.
Bingo. There you go.
And I'd just like to add, Tamara, that some people that are out there might be feeling, well, I'm too broken. My life is just a shambles. There's nothing I can give. But we've all been through those valleys, many valleys that are described in these books.
Mhm.
However, instead of saying, why me? Why did my husband leave me? Why did I lose my job? Why is my family betraying me? And all of that, we say there is a story, a message, a lesson in whatever we go through. We have lessons that we've learned that we teach others, you see?
Yes.
And the reason why it happened to us is so that we can reach out and help someone else. It's not about
Yes.
poor little me. It's about how I can help others that are feeling like that in the moment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Totally agree. My big why was stories inspire others. So tell your story. That's why I do it. You don't have to be famous or a celebrity. People want to hear from somebody that's like them, that they can identify with.
Mhm.
So yes, it's amazing. And I've had people when we were doing another anthology for another book, this woman said, I can't tell my story. And I said, well, just start talking to me. And she talked for 20 minutes. I said, you just told your story. Now write it down and I'll edit
Exactly.
it for you. She goes, I
Right.
told my story. You just told your story.
Right.
You are a writer. Just the thing is, speak from your heart to it. If you're genuine and speak from your heart, don't fake it. Just speak
Mhm.
from your heart. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
It's okay. We've
And
already
I say
shared.
make sure you don't try to whitewash it. Include the
Yes.
ugly, because in my
Yes.
book, I talk about the ugly. Otherwise, it looks like you're on some kind of a pedestal and no one can
Mhm.
relate to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
people think we're perfect, and we're not. I
Right.
mean, we're
No.
human, we're raw, and things will happen, and they're always happening either the way that we want it or not. But I think that when something's not going your way, there's a lot of doors, and you just need to open every
Mhm.
door until you find the door that matches
Yes,
Yes.
or your goal.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's what.
That's very
Definitely.
true.
And my whole aha moment was, okay, how can I create a mission for millions? How can I
Mhm.
really speak to millions of people? I couldn't do it alone, but the only way I can do it is by connecting with women like Dr. Randy, Dr. Susie, and Tamara Hunter, and many, many other women that are in this book. So it is important that we all share our story. Now, for all of you that are listening, you know, these messages, these stories, the YouTube or the recording is always live, or not live, but it's on Facebook. You can find us there. You can find us on YouTube. And then we're asking that you share it, because you know what, like someone out there, Tamara just said that if you don't write your story, and if you don't share our interviews, or if you don't come and listen to other people that are sharing your interviews, there's someone out there waiting for a message.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Yes.
that Tamara, Dr. Susie, Dr. Randy, and many of these women that I will be interviewing and that I have interviewed have a message for someone that's waiting for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
share, comment, ask questions, because these women are more than happy to come and answer and connect with you in a very individualized way. So connect with them. That's why I'm here, connecting you with them so that you can find answers that you're looking for. Now, I know, I just love the sound effects. Yeah. So let's see. So for those of you that are watching, we're gonna, if you could leave links in the comments, and then they can easily find you. Leave your, if you have tree link or any link where they can find all your social medias, it's even better, and that way they can connect with you. What we're going to be doing right now is, if you could just leave everybody with a message really quickly. Tamara, say something you want them to walk away with, and then we'll go with Dr. Susie.
Okay, something to, hold, what I would like people, I've always in the past said, don't give up. However, right now, I really believe we need to tap into our hearts more than ever, because of what's happening out there. And so what I would like to do is encourage people to hold their hearts, ground into the love, and then take a moment every day, close your eyes, breathe in, and think about love, and then who pops to your mind. And if someone pops to your mind, contact them. Nothing else. Text them, call them, messenger, whatever way. Tap into that, because possibly they need to hear from you. They need your love, or possibly you need theirs. And if we can do this in a daily practice right now, I believe we're going to be there for people that absolutely, you'll hear, I needed that right this moment. You don't know how much I needed that. And that's what I want people to think about. Right. Hold your heart, take a moment, breathe in, and who comes to your mind when you're thinking love.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. I really love that. And not only that, I really have to mention that when you get the book, you go to Amazon. We're going to put the link here below. Go get the ebook. It's only $2.99. It's cheaper than a coffee, okay? Go get it. Not only get it for yourself, but get it for other women that you want to empower. And then share the link. Share it with them. Buy the hard copy. It is on Amazon right now. The other thing that's really important, like, connect with us every Friday at 5 p.m. Central here on Radio Metroplex. My show is called Facturando Tu Historia. I know it's in Spanish, but it's all about profiting from your stories, meaning that if you have a hard story, how can you turn that story and then start making money, right? How do you make money from your stories? Well, connect with us and we'll show you how to do that. If you want to advertise with Radio Metroplex for advertising our show. We're looking for sponsors. And if you're one of them, then just contact me too. We have Dr. Susie. What message do you want to leave?
Just one more message I'd like to leave with the listeners, and that is, you are worth it. No matter what you've come through in your life, you have a place in the world. You have a story to tell. You have value and gifts in something. Find somebody to build you up. It might not be in your family, but find somebody that can go beside you, walk beside you until you walk into your own power. But don't give up on yourself.
I love it. Thank
Exactly.
you so much. Thank you. Dr. Randy?
Well, they pretty much said everything I feel, but I, sometimes we feel very much alone, but you're not alone. There are always people out there that will be glad to connect. Maybe there's another person that's lonely. Connect with that person. You can be the best buddy, the best friend. Look at us. None of us knew each other, a year ago,
Last year.
maybe 2 years ago. And look how we've connected. And we live in different places. We live far away, and yet we are sisters. We are genuine sisters. We dearly love each other from our hearts, and we support each other. When one of us gets something, go, I want you to join this, or I'm going to give you this award, or I'm going to nominate you for this. We bring each other up, and this is what it's all about. So don't think you're alone. You're not alone. There are people out there. There are really good people out there that will support you. But if you find those people that don't, then of course you need to back away from them. Don't let them hurt you. Find the people that are genuine, and you'll be so happy. Look at us. We just love each other. We're sisters. We are.
We are.
And I'm really saying that for
not
truth. We are
compete,
really
right?
sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other important thing that you need to walk away, I learned this from Dr. Caroline Makata, okay? She
Yes.
said, you never know who's watching. I didn't
Yes.
even know Dr. Caroline Makata. I didn't even know she was following me. And next thing you know, she was in the book, but I never really had conversations with her.
Right.
I showed up to London, and then she gave 10 people, and I was one of the 10, where she gave us an award called Ladies of All Nations. And that was impactful. It was powerful to receive this award that I had no idea. I had taken off my shoes under the table because I was so tired. And then she calls my name. I'm like, what? Where's my shoes? Right?
Yes.
To get them on so I can walk on stage because I had no idea. Dr. Caroline Makata, you need to know I love you, and I hope to see you very soon. Also, we want to say hi to Maria Rene Davila. Hugs, because this book, this came out of your vision, out of your dream, and it was born with the help, of course, Dr. Randy and myself, but it was your vision. You're the one that made it happen. And then you brought all these amazing women into this collaborative book. El Otero, you're the funniest man in the world. I love you too. And sending you guys hugs and just blessings. I know you're going to be here in the show. I know you're coming in October, so I'll invite you to the studio when you're here. And now, ladies, because it is Cinco de Mayo, we're going to dance. I'm going to dance here a little bit. If you want to get up and move your body, that would be great.
I'm kind of stuck where I'm at, so.
Yeah.
Swag.
Happy Cinco de Mayo a todos los que nos están viendo. Now, my message to you is to dance the rhythm of life, because you never know what's happening. But dancing to the rhythm of life gets you in the beat of life and gets you going. Dancing has inspired me to keep going.
Yes.
And it makes me feel younger. So
Yes.
Yes.
connect with us every Friday and dance to the beat of life, no matter where you're at, so that you're not tumbled down completely. So.
Yes. I want a taco so badly, but it's not on my diet.
Bye. Love you all.
Bye. Love you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
You'll be inspired.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful day.
Woo!